I announced on Monday that I'm going to be doing an event called Restoring Courage in Israel. I thought we were ahead of the curve a little more than we are. I think it's time to have the guts to look inside yourself and really, how do you feel about Jews and Israel? And are they our ally? Are they our friend? I thought we were ahead of the curve, but I think we're right on cue. The call to courage is not just about Israel. It's about what you really believe in. Do you believe in the Western way of life? Because if Israel falls, the Western way of life will fall. And that is not hyperbole. It is the keystone of the West. U.S. News and World Report ran this headline last night. I was in bed and I read this and I thought, what are they, out of their mind? Will Glenn Beck's Israel rally hurt U.S. foreign policy? I thought that's not even this is about. This is not about policy. This is about standing with the Jews and the Israelis and standing against evil. Little did I know today he would give a speech, the one he gave. I mean, I believe our foreign policy has, quite honestly, has done the opposite of what I thought we were doing. I mean, will my event hurt foreign policy of the U.S.? I damn well hope so now. The president tried to play nice and point fingers at everybody. I'm fair, everybody, but his comparisons weren't exactly fair. The Palestinians, the big negative there was, they walk away from talks. The Israelis, they are occupiers, keyword, occupiers, and humiliating Arabs. Wow. Sounds to me like somebody's a little upside down on the good and evil scale here. It's either the president or me. Occupiers. Colonialism. The key to understanding this president is colonialism. And if you understand this president, you will understand you are not like him. And it has nothing to do with the man's color. It has everything to do with colonialism. Let me give you a little history lesson here, and I apologize for the butchering of this history, but this is 1917. This is the Balfour Letter, November 2nd, 1917. It was signed with England. Basically, England at the time controlled Palestine. There it is, Transjordan, Palestine, the British Mandate of Palestine. There it was, went all the way over towards Iraq and Syria. That's what it looked like in 1920. Well, we were having a war. And through this document, the basic agreement was, you help us with the war, and we'll give you a piece of this homeland. And so it was. But as always, the world goes against its promises. There isn't a damn person in politics with honor from coast to coast or the four corners of the earth. Just a few years later, public opinion soured on the Zionists in Palestine. So in 1922, Winston Churchill ordered the funds to be cut, and he said no. Well, they went against the promise. World War II comes up. I believe it was Harry Truman that said, hello, I've got tape. Have you read this? Because the Jews had been chased out of every country in the world, including ours to some extent. We wouldn't take German refugees. We just turned the boat around. So it was Harry Truman against the State Department that tried to kill Harry Truman on this, that taped it back together and said, wait a minute, let's give them that worthless, oilless piece of land. Let the Jews have some sort of homeland. Nobody wants them. That was done by Winston Churchill. Isn't it interesting that it was this president whose grandfather was jailed by the British, boxed up a bust of Winston Churchill that was in the Oval Office when he first met the Prime Minister of Great Britain. When I signed that off and crossed Great Britain off of that board earlier in the program, and I said, Great Britain, please, they're on the ropes. They're also not an ally because we aren't making them an ally. We had a bust of Winston Churchill that was given to the American people to commemorate 9/11, to show solidarity, that we stand with you. The people of England said, we stand with you, America. There's the Prime Minister sitting with President Barack Obama, and he's like, hey, by the way, you can take that bus back. And the Prime Minister says, no, I mean, this is a gift for you. You can take this to your museum. He said, no. Hey, Tony, come on in and box that thing up and send it back. That didn't seem right then, but I didn't understand the infatuation that this president has with world change to stop the colonialists. So, England patched this back together and gave the Jews the land. And now here we are. I told you last night